So hey besties, come with me today and we are going to make this strawberry crunch cake. Now in no way, shape or form am I a baker. I do not know how to bake. I do the basic. I use box. I follow instructions and I do a whole lot of research, but I am a level 1 baker, okay? But I like to find these box cakes and find ways to remix them and make them something that looks like you got it out of the bakery, but we did it at home. So it's gonna be a little fancy, but not too fancy. So come with me and let's get started. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get us some strawberry cake, and we're gonna follow the box instructions. Now I tell you guys this all the time, whenever I do a box cake, I do switch up and change. On the box instructions it says to use water. Instead of water, I like to use milk, and instead of using oil, I like to use margarine or butter. So those are the two things that I will change up because I feel like it makes the cake more moist and softer when you're making it. Then of course we're going to go ahead and add our eggs, and then we're going to go ahead and give this a good mix. Now if you have a mixer, it's going to make this process so much easier. But if you like me and you haven't gotten one yet because you don't do a lot of baking anyway, we're just going to go ahead and get us a spoon, get a bowl, and you're going to put a little elbow grease in it and just mix it. And if you have children, you can go ahead and have your children go ahead and mix up this cake. I've also put cake in the blender and I've blended my cake, and when I tell you it came out perfect. So there's some different options for you guys. We always are going to be able to make it work with what we have inside of the house. So while I'm mixing my cake and preparing it, I'm going to go ahead and start preheating my oven. While my oven is preheating, I went on ahead and got my cupcake tray and I lined it with some cupcake paper just because it makes cleanup a whole lot easier. Now I went on ahead and put my cake batter inside of the gallon Ziploc bag, and we're just gonna go ahead and cut the tips off because last time I did this I made a whole mess with that spoon and it was everywhere. This way I find it is a lot neater, and you do not have to go out and buy baking supplies. We are only using what we have in the house and we are making it work. So we're gonna go ahead and fill up our cupcake holders, and I like to fill it up just about halfway because when you do put it in the oven and you bake it, it is going to rise, and you need to give it space to rise if you don't want it making a mess all over your oven, coming out all over, making your pans dirty. So we're just gonna fill it up about halfway, and we're gonna get all of our batter in there, and then we're gonna go ahead and put it in the oven. Now this box of cake made 12 cupcakes because this cupcake holder does a 12 count, and then I also had enough to make 3 additional cupcakes as well. So we was able to make a total of 15. Now I think it all depends on the size of your cupcakes, of how much you're gonna make. You can also do these in mini forms as well. So after I got everything filled, this is how our cupcakes look, and they are ready to go into the oven. And you're going to go ahead and set your timer, and if you don't have a timer, the way you can tell your cupcakes is done is once they're done, you can stick a toothpick in it. Once your toothpick comes out clean, your cupcakes are done. So while they're baking, we're gonna go ahead and start preparing our toppings, and we're going to make our strawberry crunch with just some shortbread cookies and some freeze-dried strawberries. This is how our cupcakes look once they came out of the oven and they was already cooled, and now it's time to put the frosting on there. Now I'm going to let y'all know again, I'm saying it again, I am not a baker. I am just a mom of 2 trying her best and finding ways to make sure we save us a coin. Now I went on ahead and got my frosting, and we are using frosting from the jar. And I put it inside another Ziploc bag, and we are going to cut the tip off, and we are just going to make us a piping bag. Now, if you want to be fancy, you could go online and you can order all of these baking tools that you have. But because I'm not a baker and I don't bake often, I'm just going to use what we got inside of the house, and we're just going to go ahead and make it work. And you're just going to go ahead and repeat this process until all your cupcakes are frosted. And if you need to add more, you can go ahead, open up your Ziploc Ziploc bag, add more frosting in there. And if you want to be real fancy, you could go ahead and make your frosting from scratch. Now, once again, if you got a mixer at home, you can make frosting in an easy 1 to 3 minutes. Now, this is how our cupcakes look after they are frosted. And for me not to be a baker, I think they look good. Now, we're going to go ahead and add our strawberry crunch on top, which is just our freeze-dried strawberry and our shortbread cookies. And if you don't have shortbread cookies, you can also use golden Oreos instead, and it will be the exact same thing. I recommend taking the cream out of the middle first, and then just go ahead with your freeze-dried strawberries and just smash it up, and you got crunch strawberry topping. And we're going to add this to all of it. And don't worry, if it gets on the side of your pans, you can easily transfer your cupcakes after they're finished to another baking pan or whatever travel pan you're going to use after they're done. But we want to make sure that we get as much of that topping on there, because that's what's going to add the texture. After we get our topping on there, now it's time to go ahead and slice up some strawberries. So I had some strawberries that I got from the market. We're going to go ahead and clean them off first, and I had already washed them, and then we're going to take the tops off. Once we take the tops off, you're going to go ahead and slice them down the middle, and then that is it. And now these strawberries, I don't know if it was just me, but they was looking a little big to me. Look at that one. See, that one tried to get away, but look at that one right there. That one looked big to me, but they looked delicious. Those strawberries were so pretty. And we're gonna go ahead, add our strawberries on top, and by this point my kids was excited. They was ready for this to be over so they can go ahead and eat those cupcakes. And you can add a little bit of whipped cream on top as well if you like. You can get real fancy, add you some sprinkles, add whatever you like, make it fun. Like I always say, food is so versatile. There's no wrong way to do it. You do whatever makes you happy inside your home. It is your kitchen, it is your rules. Bye, besties.